the news, Amari Cooper is off the PUP, which is physically unable to perform list. So he should be ready around week 1, like I lamented earlier during training camp when I was out there. Now, I will tell everybody this. I know that a lot of people are already willing to kick Amari Cooper off this team and lamenting that, hey, he's always injured, which is not the case nor the scenario. Last season, he played pretty much healthy that entire year, and he caught 92 receptions, north of 1,000 yards, which is pretty good, by the way, as relates to Cowboys wide receiver. If you go back into the past, really, Cowboy wide receivers don't get a lot of receptions. That's just how this team been built. Even in the 90s, there just wasn't like 1,900 receiving yards from a wide receiver, nor north of 130 receptions. That just doesn't work in Dallas land. This team always been heavy up front as relates to the front five, especially the offensive line, and putting the ball in the belly of the running backs. That's just been the philosophy of this team. One can argue and say, well, the reason why they are like that is because of Jerry Wayne. He was once an offensive lineman, so he probably still have that offensive mindset as it relates to we're going to build a team a certain way. However, this team is loaded with wide receivers, and the news of Amari Cooper coming back while CeeDee Lamb is going through his growing situation of playing on the outside and growing in a good way, it's trouble for the defensive backs. It's trouble for them. It's flat out trouble, because now the question would be, where are you going to put your number 1 cornerback at? Will it still be over on Amari Cooper's side, or will it be, hey, we're going to have to put the number 1 corner on CeeDee Lamb? Those are things that teams will have to pay strong attention to. Oh, by the way, yes, Michael Gallup can play down inside the slot. So there are multiple ways that teams going to have to scratch their head now and say, okay, how can we stop this? And I flat out wish teams would look into this situation and say, you know what? Cool. We're going to put the number 2 cornerback on Amari Cooper, and we'll force Amari Cooper to get his out of that situation, and the number 1 DB would be on CeeDee Lamb. Go ahead and do that. Try that. Try it. I love what I'm seeing out of this wide receiving core. And this wide receiving core will be one of the tops in the NFL. Now, when you look back at Amari Cooper's stat line from last season, that 92 reception, we know, or north of 1,000 yards, we absolutely do know that came with the musical chairs as it relates to quarterbacks. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'll wait. Now, I do know he get a lot of heat, but look at Michael Thomas, what he did last season for the Saints. He was injured, and a lot of people will give them a pass or give him a pass and not say, well, he's this and he's that. And he had a whole bunch of other stuff to go on over there, but that's their problem. That's their situation. Shout out to the Thomases. I hope Michael Thomas come back and fight back strong and do great numbers over there in Saints land. Now, this is the thing with the Dallas Cowboys. Let this season go, and let's see how Amari Cooper panned out if they put those number 2 DBs on him. It's going to be trouble, Cowboy Nation. It will flat out be trouble. Now, I've mentioned Michael Gallup, I mentioned CeeDee Lamb, and I mentioned Amari Cooper. Keep in mind, wide receivers, they are wide receivers for a reasoning, but we got tight ends that can run routes. Schultz, Jarwin, that can attack the middle of the field. So even if they decide to go primarily 12 personnel, or if they go primarily 11 personnel, moving one of the tight ends off the field, I'm looking at it like this can still create a lot of stresses for the defense, because newsflash, you still got Ezekiel Elliott, who's slimmer than what he was even when he first came into the league almost. So That is something special. So that explosiveness should be there, Cowboy Nation. We can see little pieces of it out there in training camp. Think about this. They are moving Tony Pollard in route combinations and things like that on wheel routes, running on the outside. So if you decide to say, okay, well, we're going to load the box up, I'm looking at this particular quarterback situation. Load it up, because you better have a plan in action to really be put in place to stop those wide receivers on the outside. Don't let it be single high safety look and you got the options. Okay, which way you going to roll your safety? Is it going to be on Amari Cooper's side? Or is it going to be on Michael Gallup's side? Or is it going to be on Lamb's side? And if I see that single high safety and I see him cheating on one side or the other, I'm yelling my hot 9 route is coming. It's going to be fly, baby. It's going to be a fly route all day, because one-on-one to the outside, this is going to be crazy. Watch how this thing go. Watch how people begin to roll their coverages and say, you know what, this is not working. Let's go ahead and go with 2 deep safety looks. Just try to create pressure. Let's try to do that to get the ball out of the quarterback hand. Let's see if we can create pressure in those fashions and eliminate the deep ball. The problem is when you go too deep, and then you probably are dropping your guys into any halves, it's time for the running back to eat. It's light body work. That's manipulation for the nation, Cowboy Nation. So the moment they go too deep safety look, or if you catch them in a cover 3, it's time to run the rock. Don't let them play in the quarters. It's crazy how all of this stuff can be dictated now just by personnel.
He ain't lying.
Cowboy Nation, shout out to Amari Cooper. He's back. It may take a little second for us to see him out there on the field, but he's going to be ready week 1. And that's a good thing, Cowboy Nation. That's a flat-out good thing. Now that you are able to utilize all of your weapons. Think about this. Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. Those choices that the opposing team going to have to figure out. Because last season, I'm glad that they didn't rush CeeDee Lamb and say, okay, we want you to learn this, this, and that. They put him in the slide to slide and said, okay, build your body up, build this up. And he did a wonderful job last season. But now, Amari Cooper and Lamb on the outside. And Gallup versatile. Gallup is versatile. Don't sneeze on Gallup. Contract year, the manipulation can go this way too, Cowboy Nation. You see the alignment for Gallup being inside the slot before the snap. He motions onto the outside. Lamb motion back inside. Messes up all of the defensive alignment. Oh, I thought I had him. I thought I had him. Oh, newsflash. Amari Cooper can line up inside the slot as well. And now you can have 2 outside guys that can stretch the field or get you on the intermediate routes. This is a perfect storm for the Cowboy wide receivers. Flat out is. Now, with a healthy Dak Prescott, all 3 of them guys can for sure get 1,000 yards. Post me your thoughts, Cowboy Nation. Post me your concerns down below. It's finna get crazy. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.